Thank you
Thank you.
very much. We will now move on to members' questions. Each member will be recognized for 5 minutes, and I will start by recognizing myself. I ask unanimous consent to include, for the record, the written statement of the Association of American Railroads, without objection, so ordered. Let's see. Ms. Williams, let me start by commending you for being here today and publicly sharing what is certainly an uncomfortable and unsettling experience. It is deeply troubling to hear that your company did not receive fair consideration for a project because there was no minority participation goal. If these goals were in place for projects and you had the opportunity to fairly compete, in what ways do you think that would have changed your business?
One of the things that is troubling and is often a challenge for small and minority contractors is the ability for sustainability. As you know, in our arena, we live by projects, projects after projects. And the only way that you can be truly sustainable and successful in this business is by having continuous work. By having continuous work, you're able to have the workforce to move from one project to the other. Many times, what happens to small businesses and African American businesses is that when the project's over, many times you do not get that continuity between projects, so you end up losing your workforce. And you know what's worse? What happens more than often is that your staff is now absorbed by your prime contractor, your prime consultant. You look around, and your people are working for their people and advancing, and there you are left getting, looking for more people. So
Thank you.
that's the major reason why I think it would change.
Thank you. Uh, Mr. Kenny, I found your testimony quite profound in that you knew from a young age that you wanted to work in the rail space and continue to do so despite the racial discrimination you have suffered. One of my priorities in examining racial discrimination in the federal passenger rail contracting space is ensuring that minority men and women owned businesses have opportunities to build capacity and grow as large as multinational construction firms. If minority contractors like yourselves were not systematically excluded from the same kind of starting opportunities that were given to large multinational construction firms, what impact would that have?
In 2014, where we had reached 15, where we'd reached our apex, particularly when we were doing work with Amtrak, we were trending at 38 employees. We were in 14 different states, 5 regional offices, and we're working on an international office in Bulgaria. If we had been allowed to continue to move forward without this discrimination, we would have been definitely probably into our 5th or 6th large bridge demolition contract. The first one we did was in Charleston, South Carolina in 2016 to 2017. We would have been probably a force of 50 to 100 employees at least. Definitely would have been in the $20 to $30 million range. And we would have actually been knocking on the door of not be qualifying for the DBE program anymore, which is the whole point of the program, is not to qualify for it. We would have, our goal was by 2024 that we would have been exiting, 2018 to 2024, we would have been exiting the DBE program. So we would have been playing a major role in a major employer, particularly in Black and brown communities, because we did have a program of hiring folks we had literally a prison to work pipeline that we had enacted, where we were hiring folks coming out, because construction is one of the industries that you can start from the bottom and go right to the top, no matter what your background is. I have to tell you, the places we would have been without been unlimited. The construction business, with all its issues, is still one of those businesses that you can do very well in if you work hard, as long as you don't have to deal with the systemic discrimination. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, I will go to the ranking member, Mr. Crawford, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.